Oh, hey guys, it's Jack from CruiseCasinoMafia.com. I am recording this video probably about a week before you guys are going to see it. This is one of the videos that is going to be scheduled and popping up while I am on my cruise. So we're going on another cruise. This one is not a 7-day, it's a 5-day Royal Caribbean. And it's going to be the first time that I've done one of these Thanksgiving cruises. So it leaves like the beginning of the week of Thanksgiving here in the United States. And then it comes back the day after Thanksgiving. So it should be interesting. I am super excited about it, especially after my recent Vegas trip with my dad. It was kind of, I'll be honest with you, it was kind of my rebirth into focusing personally for me back in one of the games that I have loved since the early 90s, which is craps. So I've talked about why I love craps so much and the frustrations of some of the other games that make them a little bit more difficult, in my opinion, to beat on a regular basis. And that's not saying we can't beat Baccarat. I certainly don't want people to think that. Or roulette, but every one of these casino games has its own vibe, its own feeling, and it makes them very, very different. And I think it's so important for people to understand after a while, maybe it won't happen right away for you, that these games are not all the same. That you start to determine this little feeling in your brain when you're playing, let's say, roulette versus craps, because you've tested the system and the strategies that you've used so much, and that's the key, is that you kind of know how far the rubber band can be stretched in a session for the amount of bankroll that you have to determine what a reasonable expectation is so that you walk away with profit. I'm not going to get into that in this video because we've talked about walking away with even 1 unit of profit means that you've succeeded in beating the casino. Okay? You know that from our Baccarat Challenge videos and all of our videos since the beginning talking about reasonable expectations. Well, I want to talk a little bit more today on something that some people gloss by. And it is one of the 3 most important things for anybody to learn if you're going to be a long-term successful person using the casino as an absolute income stream. And that is bankroll builder plans, or what our buddy Donnie calls money mountains, right? Some of you guys know Donnie, and he calls them money mountains, and I think that's always was a great terminology for him. I really do. We call them whatever you want to call them. It's a plan. It's a game plan. And I think the reason that so many of you people that get involved initially don't really spend enough time on this area is because you're still addicted to this concept of the Holy Grail. All right. We got to get it out of the way, so let's talk about it right now. I don't believe in the Holy Grail. I don't believe in it. I think it's a trap. I think it's the worst thing you can do because I've been there. I was there in the late 80s. I was there all the way through most of the 90s. And I did this in multiple ways. I made the same mistake. I did it in trading. I did it in crypto. Not as much, but I did it, and I certainly did it here in the casino world, all right? And high-yield investments, which is a whole nother topic, right? So what are we talking about, this Holy Grail concept? Everybody thinks that there's this magical treasure map that is going to lead you to the one system, the one strategy that never stops working, that you can close your eyes and make money every day, every minute, and that once you find this Holy Grail strategy, you're done. It's over, right? It's over. unfortunately, there's been a lot of videos on YouTube lately, and I don't think any of these people mean for it to sound like a holy grail. Some of them don't anyway. Others, they use it as a crutch to sell you something, right? The guys on eBay and there's a few other clowns on YouTube that seem to, every 5 minutes have their holy grail system. Okay, that's different than providing you with lots of different strategies and ideas. That's not the same as telling you that they found the one holy grail final system and it's worth $1 zillion. That's not the same thing. So I don't want anybody to think that. I don't believe in it. No matter what you hear, I don't believe in it. So when you join cruisecasinomafia.com, or you watch videos from us and other channels that are similar to ours, right? You're not getting the holy grail system. You're getting the concepts, the ideas, and the strategies. And then it's up to you to be able to test those to see which strategies make the most sense for you. Now, you may say, well, if they win all the time, why do I need multiple strategies? Basically, it's because there is no one way to play. Okay? There are, and the one way to play that I may like has a very different risk to reward ratio than the one way that other members may want to play. Let me give you an example, okay, so that it doesn't sound like I'm just talking out of thin air here. Okay, I don't mind the grind. Some systems, combined with some money management, has very low volatility and also requires a lower bankroll because of that volatility and because there's far less of a chance for you to lose your session bankroll. Some people, and let me explain that to you. So in those systems, you may have to grind out of a drawdown, and it may take you half a shoe, a whole shoe, multiple shoes to get back to break even or to get to what you're looking for as a reasonable expectation of a profit target. I may have the patience to do that, but you may not. And if you don't, then the strategy that may be more in line with your expectations takes more risk. I can't tell you that my way is the best way. And I certainly will never tell you that this other strategy that takes more risk is the best way. There is no best way. There is no one way. No matter what the gurus tell you, it doesn't exist. So you're going to have to put in the work. You're going to have to go through the over 400 or 500 strategies that we have and narrow down the ones in the game or games that you're initially looking at to put onto your list to then test further. That's the way that it works. And even then you're not done, because the money management that we're recommending or playing with in that video may just be for initial testing or demo purposes. So now you've got to evaluate the strategy and try to pair it with the money management that also fits your objectives. And we provide tremendous amount of help there because, as you know, we believe that over 80% of winning formula comes from the money management. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. I don't want to talk to you about progressions today. This is not whether you should play a 1-2, a 1-2-3, a 1-3-7, Fibonacci, DeLambert, Martingale, flat betting. That's not what this video is about. I want to talk to you about bankroll builder plans or money mountains. If you finally wrap your brain around the other parts of the components that we just discussed, and you finally figure out that there's a strategy that you've nailed down to, or two strategies, whatever it is for that specific game, and you figured out the money management or the progression component, and you have tested and tested and tested, and you truly have a good expectation for the ups and downs, and for very important for you to determine what is the proper bankroll. I can't give you the proper bankroll on every strategy because I don't know what money management, progression that you're going to fall into eventually. So here's the thing there. Some people love to preach that whatever their strategy is only requires a tiny amount of units for their bankroll. You understand the marketing behind that, right? It makes people even more excited to know that they only need 10 units for the session to play properly, right? That's very exciting because of a couple of things. It means that if you need less units, then maybe you have the bankroll to play higher base bets initially, right? Okay. So you understand where the marketing comes from with those statements. Now, those aren't just marketing statements, that's fact. If you need less units, you need less money, which means that maybe you can play bigger base units. Okay. But here's the caveat. Don't get caught up in trying to pretend that you can use less and less units to successfully play a system. I would love that every system you only need 10 units to play for a session bankroll. That would be great, right? For many reasons. But I don't try to fool myself. When I figure out the amount of units I believe I need, I do that by testing and testing and testing. And I let the statistics tell me what that number should be. So sometimes there are systems that probably you can make the statement that you only need 12 units for a session to play. But as I go through massive testing, I find out that the 12 units would probably be fine. But 15 would be a lot better. So I don't try to play games there. My initial analysis tells me that the 15 units is the best way to go to feel stress-free in the casino. It's not about me telling you that I only need 10 or 12 units. If it requires 15 or 20 units, then that's what it requires. So what? All right, so now that you figured that out, now is, to me, the most fun part. I love testing systems against real data. And then I like creating a bankroll builder plan or a money mountain. I think this is so much fun. And you're going to understand why this part of it becomes so exciting. It gives you a glimpse into the future when you create a plan. It tells you exactly, not guessing, exactly what you need to do from day one, level one in your plan, to get to wherever you need to go. Whatever your objective is, whatever it is. And again, your objectives and my objectives are not the same thing. Probably. My objectives are to take a small bankroll, a series of small bankrolls, because if I determine that I need, let's say, 12 units for a bankroll, I don't go with 12 units. I make sure that I have backing me up 5 to 10 bankrolls of what is needed. I'm not saying every time I go to the casino I take that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is in my brain and my plan, that's the way I build, so that there's no stress. So when you build these bankroll plans, once you have it worked out, and there's many different ways to do this, by the way, and I think I need to do more videos on this topic specifically. Bankroll builder plans can be very aggressive, or they can be methodical. And the point is that they have, that when you create this on paper or on an Excel spreadsheet, it gives you the exact plan of taking the initial, let's say, 12 units, and let's say it's a game where you know that you have the ability to play it at the $10 level in your casino or wherever you're going to play, or online, or whatever it may be. Your bankroll builder plan can have a level 1 at, let's say, $10 a unit. And you know you need 12 units, so that's $120 session bankroll. That plan that you create can take you from $120 to the point that you have worked your way up the ladder to playing with $1,000 units. It's still 12 units. Remember, that's the whole point. The amount of units you need to play in the bankroll builder plan should not change from level to level. That doesn't make any sense. The chips don't know what they're worth. Whether you're playing with a red chip, a green chip, a black chip, or a purple chip, it's a chip, it's a unit. So that doesn't change, right? What the bankroll builder plans do when you create your own bankroll builder plan, it has the same things from level 1 to level 20. That you need 12 units to play properly. The fact that the units are now a different amount of money only equates to the fact of what we need, how much money we need to move from level to level. So if you guys haven't seen this before, I'll give you an example for people that have never understood this or whatever. If you need 12 units and your level 1 is $120, right? $10 times 12, very easy, 120. You have options there as to how to build. Most of the options that we show people is to get your own capital out of the system as quickly as possible. I used to do this in trading the same way, right? Get your own money off the table. It's not like you have to be a genius to figure this out. So level 1, your goal, there's a goal on every level. That's the whole point of a plan, right? So the level 1 goal is to make 12 units. And when you make those 12 units, you remove that money from the system, from your bankroll, because now you are playing with their money. So many of the basic structure bankroll builder plans, you should start like that. You removed your money now. So if you started with 10 potential session bankroll seeds at the beginning, right, that you're aware of mentally, that you know you're giving yourself 12 shots, or 10 shots, I should say, 10 shots, right? You just remove shot number 1 and you put it back in the bank. That's the way it works, right? All right? So now you're playing with their money. So level 2, you accomplished level 1. Your money is out. Your risk is gone. So level 2 in that type of a builder plan now has you start again with the same 12 units, $120. But now you're looking to make enough money to be able to move up to whatever your level 2 is. So your level 2 may go from the $10 base bet to the 25. It may go to the 15. You can build anything you want. That's the flexibility. You may go from 10 to 15. You may go from 10 to 25. But you need to determine how many units you need to make profit for that second level to be finished, to get to that level. It's very simple. If you want to use $25 units and it's 12 units session bankroll times 25 times 12. And whatever that number is, that's the amount of money you're going to need to move to the $25 level. Right? The flexibility in your plan is up to you. Now, you can be extremely aggressive. We have plans and we've done plans and we have members that make plans that are very aggressive. So let me show you the difference between an extremely aggressive plan and an extremely conservative plan. Aggressive plan, you don't even remove your capital on level 1. You say you're willing because you want to move quicker. You want to get to that, let's say you want to get to the $50 level, which means that you're using base bets of $50. You can say, I'm not taking my capital off. I don't want that extra level. I want to move as fast as I can to 50. So build your levels without that removal of the capital, so that you're moving quicker to wherever you need to go, if that's what you want to do. I don't always recommend that, but that's perfectly fine, right? Now, let's give you another wrinkle in the way that you build these plans. You already understand that most people want their capital removed, right? So that's step 1, right? Level 1. The other things that you're going to build into these plans, and this is crucial, is what our buddy calls ropes or safety bankrolls, right? You make the decision of when and where you want to do this. So even if your level 1 took your capital out, you're going to build in every couple of levels or whatever you want to do, safety bankrolls. Those are the same as that level 1. So when you make the next 12 units or whatever units, right, for that level, 12 units, okay, it's exactly 12 in our hypothetical, right? You don't keep that money there and build to whatever you need to get to the next level to have the right amount of money. You consider that level done when you make the 12 units, but you don't move up a level. Just like we did with level 1, you don't move up a level. The 12 units that you made on level 3, whatever, level 5, you're going to take that money, just like you did your capital, and you're going to put it in a safe place. You're going to remove it from the arena. You're going to remove it. That is considered a safety bankroll or a rope, so that the next level, when you do make enough money to move up to wherever you're going, to the next level and move your base bet up, if at some point you have a terrible run, instead of losing everything and having to go back to level 1 and start over again, you've built these ropes, these safety bankrolls that allow you to restart from wherever that safety bankroll is. You pull it out, and now you're back at that safety bankroll level. So if you built the safety bankroll level, let's say at $50, the $50 base bet level, that's level 4, whatever it may be for you, okay? And you work your way all the way up to the $150 base bet level, and just everything goes wrong for you. And that's going to happen, by the way. I don't care what your system is. It will happen. When it happens, you don't have to go back to the $5 or the $10 base bets, because you built the safety bankroll at 50. That's what it's there for, a rainy day. You pull it out, you take the rubber band off that money, and you're ready to roll again, but now you're starting at the $50 level. So building in these ropes or these safety bankrolls every few levels, that's up to you to build into your plan. So aggressively, there's less safety bankrolls if you're being super aggressive. Or you're not getting your capital out of the way early on because you're willing to risk it a little longer to get to a certain place before you build in the taking out of your capital. Okay? It's up to you. Now, I'm going to give you an example of what one of our members did with the independent system, Bankroll Squared, right? Bankroll Squared is an independently created system that you purchase through, you can only get it as a member of cruisecasinomafia.com. It's a separate purchase. It's not ours, it's a buddy of ours system. Okay. We gave people 2 or 3 different money mountains or bankroll builder plans specifically tailored for that system. All right? But she did an amazing thing. I love these stories. She wanted more safety than just pulling out her capital right away or having safety bankrolls every, let's say, 3 levels or 4 levels, whatever it may have been. She decided she wanted even more safety. And she was building safety bankrolls, multiple safety bankrolls, and I love this. At multiple levels, almost every level, she was building in where she'd stay at that level for 2 or 3 turns of making the whatever units you needed, 23 or 22 or whatever it was, right? She stayed there at that same level and built 3 or 4 bankrolls and then moved on to the next level. Think about that. How powerful of a wall are you building when you're willing to slowly and methodically build multiple safety bankrolls at these levels, whatever level you want? You make the decision. So when you have a problem, it doesn't mean a damn thing, because you've got 3 safety bankrolls at the $100 level. You build 2 safety bankrolls at the $50 level. You see what I'm saying? That's more conservative, but wow. If you have a strategy that's working for you with the right progressions or whatever it is, and you build the right bankroll builder plan, you are unfreaking defeatable. That's the key. Stop looking for the holy grail. That's not where the focus needs to be, people. Focus on the money, on the progressions, on conservative money management, and then build a builder plan, create a builder plan that fits what you want to do. Stop looking for the bet selection that never loses. You're looking in the wrong place. The answer is right in front of you. It's right in front of you. It's not about finding the 98% winning bet strategy. You're chasing windmills, people. You don't need to do it. You don't need to do it. Determine the bet strategies that work for you, the bet selections. And we have hundreds of them. And there's hundreds other ones that you're watching from other people. And books. And all kinds of stuff. That's not the problem. Everybody focuses on that. Cut it out. I want you to succeed. I've been through that nonsense. I spent thousands of dollars looking for bet strategy, the holy grail. I'm trying to save you money and time and heartache. Cut it out. Test the ones we give you. Find the 2 or 3 that work. Determine what the money management progression should be that works for you. And when you understand what that is and you've made your decision, now focus on the final piece of the puzzle, creating a bankroll builder plan that takes you from here to wherever you want to go. You want to get to the $50 base bets? You want to get to the $100, the $250, the $500, the $1,000 base bets? You want to make $1 million bankroll builder plan? Do it. Do it. Don't focus all of your time on finding the holy grail system. Focus on making the strategies that are working the best for you into a winning overall complete plan. That's why even in trading, there's like 1% of people that ever make money in the Forex market, even crypto. The volatility is insane. Why do the 1% of the people make money and the rest of them fail? Because they don't try? They try. Because they don't have the desire? They have the same desire. Because they're putting their focus in the wrong place. They're not looking to make trades that make 25, 25, 25. Here's the deal. There was a book that I read many years ago. Tiny little book. And it said something that most people will never understand. Everybody's trying to make you a millionaire. Everybody's trying to give you the get-rich scheme, right? Stop. You know what you should be doing? You should try to find something that replaces a portion of the income that you need to survive. Survive! Not get that fancy car, survive. If you can figure out how to make a plan that is repeatable, that replaces a portion of the income you need, you have no idea what you just succeeded at. If you need $5,000 a month to pay your bills and to live, and you find a way to make $1,000 of that money using whatever method you have, do you understand what you just did? That's all you need to do now, is create a plan and take what's giving you that $1,000 and methodically, not gambling, in a methodical plan, do the same thing over and over again and build so that $1,000 you were making is now $1,500, is now $2,000, is now $3,000. Work towards replacing and generating a portion of the income that you need to survive. Forget about $1 million. Forget about it. Think about creating the money that you need to survive first. That should be your only freaking goal. Because that's the difference, people. That's what the people that 99% of the people that go to a casino, they don't think like that. What if they make 1,200 hours a week in their job, $1,000 a week, and they go in the casino and they make $400 freaking dollars in 15 minutes? 15 minutes. Do they stop? No. They give it all back. Even though they just made, what percentage? 40% of what they worked their ass off for all week long. They made 40% of that money that they normally make in 50 hours. They made it in 15 minutes and they keep playing. Stupid. What is that? You either want to be a winner or you don't. That's the key. Make a plan. Let us help you. That's the story for the day, guys. That's the reason why. Throw those holy grail nonsense out and focus on figuring out what to do, how to make it repeatable, what works for you, and then build a plan around it that you can take from here to here. Methodically, safely. We'll see you on the inside of cruisecasinomafia.com. By the time you see this video, the clock is already ticking because we're very close in the next 4 or 5 weeks to getting the new website up. And when that happens, the lifetime membership is not going to be the price it is today. So if you're watching this video and you're in November, early December of 2024, take advantage of it right now and use the promo code MAFIA and the number 50 to get an extra $50 off. We'll see you on the next video, guys. Be a winner.